Hello everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Gatewalkers!
Yay!
As you can probably tell, I am still unwell. But we're doing this anyway. Because I feel fine, despite the sound of my voice.
Just unwell physically, but not in spirit.
It's mainly because Matt knew that if he canceled on us again, we would find him and beat him up.
I know where he lives.
Yeah, look, at least two of the people in this group know where I live, so...
I'll steal your cat.
My cat
Could
is
take a
fine.
forklift.
Why would you?
Are you forklift certified, though?
What?
But, how are we all?
Pretty good.
Fine and confused.
Also sick.
It is
well.
the season to be ill.
La 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 la.
Yeah,
I
well...
used to think I was good at avoiding getting sick. Turns out I just didn't live with small humans that like to sneeze directly into your eyeballs.
About to say, yeah, people feel like.
How
they're
else do you
really
wash your
basic
eyeballs,
until
then?
Children.
Yeah.
Well, so some people just like to save up their illnesses till the big one. You know, that's kind of how the last week and a bit has felt for me.
Go big or go home.
Like, I don't get sick much anymore, and then I get sick and it's like, well, this is terrible. Can we skip this?
No.
Yeah, I felt that like that when I got the flu last year, and it was like the first time in a decade.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is not good.
Unpleasant. No, go home.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
See, I usually get a flu or something once a year, but that's about it. And it's dealt with and it's done for the year. But tonsillitis was a, special surprise for this year.
Spicy surprise.
Yeah.
I
You're so
literally
fancy.
couldn't imagine getting the flu once a year.
It's fine. It's like a forced holiday.
Kinda feel
I mean, yeah, I guess
orientation.
get a week off free each year.
I mean, I wish it felt like a week off. It's more just like, I'm going
Then
to
it-
stay in my bed for the entire week.
Yeah. At first I'm like, are we talking the same thing when you said, oh, I wish that it's not like a week? And it's like,
I just
yeah,
miss
in
those.
bed, yeah.
I just miss those days when I was a kid, and it's like, well, I'm sick. I gotta take the week off from school.
Gotta watch Jerry Springer.
Yeah. And then, you actually...
You are not the father.
Your parent there that can, sometimes help, but then it's just like, now you're adults like, I gotta get up and make my own goddamn food.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
It's
Word.
too far away, though. If I go to sleep, I don't have to worry about that, though.
It'll turn off the hunger for a couple of hours, right? That's how it works.
How much do I have to tip my
the beginning
DoorDash
of
to bring it to my
depression.
bed?
Yeah. Beginning of depression naps.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, I am feeling a lot better. I'm just trying to think. Announcements. Depending on how my voice is, I should be good to go, but this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm probably going to be doing some sort of stream involving Howl of the Wild,
Neat.
because I put it up on my phone and it was pretty much instantly purchased, so
That
I guess
happens.
that's a clear indicator that at least someone wants me to do a stream about it, so...
Can't wait to hear all your hot takes.
Well, it's a
Sam.
big book, so I don't know what to really cover for it. Because it will take
We
more
all
than
know
3
that
hours.
you're gonna have some spice on animal companions.
Oh god.
Woo.
How about its closeness to a certain other TTRPG?
Its closeness?
Tephra?
Well, I think that's an entire subject of a stream/video of its own.
Radical.
Where I could literally do a side-by-side comparison between Terra and PF2, and a lot of people would be like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Here's their bug race. Here's their merfolk race. It's split into two, where one's clearly for deeper ocean. Anyway.
However, I have managed to look at some of the things in Howl of the Wild. There's actually really a lot that I actually really like about it. How they did Awakened Animals is pretty much exactly how I thought they would. Where it's pretty much you choose what your animal is, and you pick a heritage that's close to that, and it fills the theme.
I like how they made some decisions there, and then went and edited and backtracked things like Strix and Sprite.
Yeah.
Wait, what did they do to those guys?
Their flight feats are... They changed their flight feats to be identical to that of the flying Awakened Animals.
Oh, okay. Neat.
And also are 159 instead of 1917. Which were for Strix and Sprite.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect the Sprite in the game that I'm running right now, because I was using the alternate rules anyways.
Yeah.
Which ends up pretty much identical to the new rules at when you hit level 9, which is where my players are at.
I haven't looked into their Minotaurs yet. Though I think that'll be interesting in and of itself, considering my previous work. I think the bugs are fun.
Bugs are always fun.
Like, they look like a lot of fun. I'd play one.
I like bugs.
I was genuinely surprised that Path Builder had the update out so quickly.
As far as I'm aware, Paizo actually sends out the books to the people who do the tools ahead of time.
So
that they can
but
actually
usually
prep
Red
their
Razor's, usually, like, because he's the one-man band and praise be unto him, usually takes about another week or two.
Well,
And it was almost same day drop.
I was about to say there's not a lot of new mechanics in it, but it's like, no, they reintroduced, like, the body freak stuff, so...
Which I'm just saying, like, praise be to him, because he puts in a lot of work.
He really does. And also the Foundry team had everything out pretty much the day of as well. Which, quite spectacular considering they're preparing for the new version of Foundry to be coming out.
Which, impressive, yes, but they're also a team.
They're a team. Still volunteers, though.
Oh, yeah.
And I know one of them is studying his master's in computer science at the moment, so... Buck wild, man. Like, the community for, like, the Pathfinder is... Whew, definitely something else. But, overall, I think, like, my only real complaint with Howl of the Wild at the moment is no companion items, which seems odd.
Odd, considering.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I'm completely down for. Even the additions to the Beastmaster, which is starting to increasingly look like its own class. I think you made that joke earlier, actually.
I did.
Yeah. It's just so packed with feats. But, so, that stream will be on this Wednesday. I'll probably put it to the YouTube afterwards, as is usual for that kind of thing. So, we hope to see you then. Otherwise, how about we get around to introductions? Who wishes to go first?
Nobody. That's who.
No introductions tonight. We're just gonna go for it. Oh well.
Hi, my name's Nick. I play Felix von Fabra, the Elven Fighter. Felix's fun fact for this session is that he is mildly allergic to mangoes.
Hey!
I'm sorry, what? Mangoes?
Yeah.
That's oddly specific.
And
Man goes and man's allergic.
Literally, I looked up the funniest food allergies, and that was one of them, apparently. It was going to be that or hot dogs. But they couldn't
It's only
actually...
funny because someone thinks that's the funniest one.
Yeah.
It's not funny to the person who's deathly allergic and accidentally eats mangoes.
Well,
Probably not.
they should learn.
Is
Like,
it like
I've heard stories about people who are like, I don't know why people like mangoes. They taste spicy. And then later they find out they're allergic. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
That's basically how it went for him, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a skin thing as well? Because mangoes tend to go everywhere.
Let's say yes. 'Cause
They're
I
an
thought this
outside
through.
food.
Or a bathtub food.
Bathtub food. Yeah, but not quite a crying in the shower food like cake is. But
Yeah, that's the story I'm not sharing.
Don't have shower cake.
What? Shower cake's the best cake. What are you talking about?
Oh,
But
gets
then
all...
it gets all like watered
Yeah.
down and
Yeah.
like soggy.
Listen, when
it's
you're
cheesecake.
crying, it doesn't matter.
It's
Wow.
the easiest way to eat a wet
Well,
sponge.
well, the thing is you can't taste the tears when with the shower going.
Yeah, you need something that, like, needs some salt.
Yeah, that's why you grab like a chocolate cake because then even with the little bit of salt from the tears, it still tastes good.
Oh,
Mhm.
Caramel cake.
It's actually
What,
enhanced.
You just like get a chocolate cake and add salt to it. Like, you're weird.
Well, there was that one red velvet cake.
Oh my god, that was a mistake.
One.
But was it a tasty mistake?
No, it was not. There was so
No.
much salt
Oh no.
and so much
Ow.
vinegar, and it was very bad.
One of
What,
our
vinegar?
one of our old housemates found a recipe for red velvet cake. Made it up, and it wasn't until the cake was baked and we all had a taste and, instant revulsion from the salt and the vinegar taste that she was like, "Oh no, I forgot the sugar."
Oh no.
No. Can we go back to vinegar?
Yeah, vinegar is used to give it its like fluffiness and texture.
Yeah.
But
She also
unfortunately-
misread like teaspoons for cups, so that was fun.
Mm. Yeah.
One
what
time,
happened.
my mom was making homemade garlic bread, and it tasted a bit weird, but it was generally fine. And afterwards, she was like, "I don't think I used any garlic in that." And we were like, "Well, what did you use?" And she like, "What's this say?" It was ginger.
Gingerbread.
Yeah.
But
Oh
See,
no!
savory
My
gingerbread.
family! How dare she use my family?
That I'd try that. That sounds
Oh,
pretty
listen, it wasn't bad. It was just if you're, expecting garlic bread, that
good.
one.
Yeah, it's a little off. Yeah. Look, if it's toasted and it has butter on it, it's probably good.
Yeah, that's most
Yeah.
things.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I was about to say cheesy gingerbread.
Well,
Yeah, I'd try
I'd
it
do
once.
I'd give it a
Well,
go.
it's not. It's
Yeah,
not,
what
it's
if
not
it's like
full on gingerbread though?
absolutely
It's
amazing?
like, it's like ginger flavored toast.
Ginger
I'm
toast.
curious now.
Ginger
Compostifer.
Hey, I'm Bill. I'm TS Crudy in the chat. I play Compostifer, the undead investigator. I think expositing from last session, was it last session? Expositing from when we were on that rickety skybridge magic thing.
Yeah, that was last
Probably
session.
That was last session.
Yeah,
Yep.
it probably wasn't known to Compostifer beforehand, but he's probably now aware that he has a slight aversion to heights.
I
I
feel like we found that out when we were in the treehouse.
Oh yeah.
I think this just intensified it.
Yeah,
yeah, this did not make it any better.
not once have I ever connected or identified with Compostifer before this, but no, I finally have.
Now,
I don't know how I feel.
this is the moment you're like, oh my god, they are a living, emotive creature.
They're not just a gag.
He might make you gag
Uh.
with his compost, but we love him anyway.
That's
Just
very true.
heights suck.
And Tom?
Hang on, sorry, cat interruptions. Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm Antara. I'll be cauliflower in chat. My fun fact for Antara is, as you know, we got Rapstallion recently, and she was very excited about the potential of keeping Rapstallion because, as a child, when she first learned to control her light, she was outside at night, big no-no, and she came across a Shadow Ladroth, I believe, a baby one, and they kind of eat magic, and she tried to guilt her mom into letting her keep it, and she wasn't allowed to because it could have wiped out the town, but
That's a
she's,
shame.
never really had a pet before, and now she's like super excited.
What did Antara name the Shadow Ladroth? Because we know kids name everything like immediately.
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Everything's fluffy, right? He wasn't particularly, but that's beside the point. Fluffy.
So fluffy, I'm gonna die. Well, honey.
Well,
You're not wrong. It was cool though, because he ate her light, and she was like, "Look, Mom, I'm normal now."
Oh.
Aw.
Right in the parent feelings.
The quest for normalcy.
Don't fall for it, kids. Let your freak flag fly.
With consent.
Hello,
Touche.
Well,
I'm Andrew. Anything but normal. I play Veliana Scordata, the human witch. I'm Jay Reach in chat. And Veliana's fun fact this week is that she adopted the name Scordata after she was disowned. Her original family name is Rosala of the West Crown Rosalas, which is one of the 12 most influential families in Cheliax. Albeit it's ranked closer to the bottom of the 12, but
I mean, it's still up to 12.
yeah, of the 12.
As long as they're like the 11th and not the 12th.
Yeah, they're like 10th or 11th.
Yeah, because if it's like a list of 12 and you're the 12th family, then it's like you just kind of added two families to the end of the list so you could be on it, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't add, the wiki doesn't actually have them really linked. We know what the bottom one is, but besides that, it's like, it's near the bottom between these two families. It's in the middle between these two families. Kind of deal.
Look, there are
For
some points
the-
where
12.
there are some points where I do really like it when Paizo's like, we're gonna give you like the vague details for this thing, so you can kind of just insert your own information in there.
But when you're going to work out using that information, almost the entirety of the 12 in the exact order they're in,
Just tell
at that
us.
point, should have just been a list of 12.
Eh.
As at a certain point, it's when each of the 12 has essentially between this one and this one, you get to a point where it's like, you added like 30 words to this.
Well, they have an entire continent where the wiki can fit into one paragraph.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
Is it this one?
No.
Are we on it? Oh.
No. No, the actual adventure book for Gatewalkers has a whole toolbox for running adventures in Castroville. What?
yeah.
By way of final introductions, I guess, I am Obscura, also known as Matt. The wonderful purple dye-headed gentleman you are seeing is my avatar, also called D10. And I will be running the game for this evening, as usual. It's fine, though. Fun fact, I don't really have one this week. I have been hella sick.
Fair. Alright.
That's not fun at all. You lied to us.
You've made us sad, man.
Yeah, no, look, it's been up. I've had some weird dreams this week.
Oh, stick dreams are the weirdest dreams, right?
They really are.
Fucking fever dreams.
And I don't think there's a single time where I've had... I don't think I've slept more than like 3 or 4 hours last week.
That's not good.
Terrible.
But let's switch over anyway.
Ooh.
All the hero points have come in.
I do not like the last one.
Yeah, Matt has 2, albeit one is specifically for his killing of
Reroll
Rapstallion.
Animal companions, my poor baby.
Thankfully, Dalanax is what is called a familiar, and not an animal companion.
You hold on to
Oh,
that,
Matt
buddy.
loves killing those.
And also notably, Dalanax is not an animal, so we good. He has the dragon trait.
Sweet baby.
I have to spend to get that. Okay, that is its own familiar trait, a familiar ability.
Well, who remembers what happened last week? We will have to go get a little bit quick on it, just so we can actually get started for this evening proper. But
Snail creature brought forth children. We killed the snail and its children. We found a gondola. We found the gondola at a quarry guarded by stone wardens, which are constructs. We destroyed them. Rode a gondola up to the observatory. It was magically operated. On our journey, a bird flung Compostor off the edge. In the battle that ensued, Felix skateboarded a pterodon.
Hell yeah.
Important.
Compostor was saved. Both Felix and Compostor were back on the platform. Veliana hugged Compostor.
First time ever.
That
Yep.
was also pretty full on.
We arrived at the observatory. Loskialua. I'm never going to be able to say that. A group was waiting for us there, where we met Alleli. Alleli. Her.
oh, look, my pronunciation for all the names in this are going to be well over the shop tonight.
No, I get tongue-tied easily, so a lot of these names just kill me. One of the head researchers at the observatory. The observatory has an Ayadara, but no public access to it because it's been kind of shut down.
We did stop her from getting the curse.
Yeah, because the Shadewhither Key is actually cursed, and if any elf touches it, they get absolutely throttled. So we prevented that. We learned about the Star Wardens, who are champions of Plura and Desna, stationed at the observatory. I'm not going to try and say that name again. Who are tasked with defending against creatures from the beyond. Rapstallion was in fact a Star Warden mount, and that is everything in like a minute and a half.
Nicely done! You can't hear it, but I'm clapping. Because, you know,
I'm
the
going to take a drink of water because
bird
that
flew
was
a little bit.
parching.
Well,
No.
super appreciated either way. Because, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And I would like to point out to people, that gondola encounter is supposed to be a low-level encounter.
It's got some environmental
Hazards.
hazards. Yeah, thank you. that could make it a bit tricky. Yeah.
Or your players can completely overthink it.
Well, you know, that's true.
Yeah.
Good
Good chance it was less dangerous than what seemed to be, especially if it's considered a lower encounter. But
if you get to invent pterodactyl skateboarding, that's cool.
yeah,
Like, did you do it wrong and it was meant to happen before we got on the gondola?
No,
Like,
it's supposed
if
to
it was,
happen
like,
while you're on
nice,
there.
safe ground.
No, it's just like halfway between, you know, the quarry and the observatory, you get attacked on the gondola.
Let's never go on that thing again.
No.
To be fair, not designed for pedestrian access.
Definitely more
But
powerful.
are we pedestrian?
There's
No.
nothing pedestrian about any of us.
Well, that is true.
Quite.
Be
Quite.
normal.
Look at Comfy.
We can pretend to be normal, it's fine. There's magic for that, isn't there?
Humpy is asking.
Being
child.
normal is for the lessers, and Feliana is anything but lesser.
Fair.
But you did meet Alleli. I'm going with Alleli for now, because that sounds about as right as anything else. And she is super excited to meet you and has invited you into more private quarters away from the crowd. And that is kind of where you find yourselves.
I refuse to go unless I can bring Rapstallion.
I mean, he can come
Politely.
if he likes.
Thank you.
It's as you're
My
kind of
first time owning a pet.
It's as you're kind of walking through the hallways and the buildings of the city that you notice that there is a tendency to go towards larger architecture, I think would be the best way to put it. Expansive archways, tall vaulted ceilings.
All I want to do.
Did your people shrink?
A giant woman.
Shrink?
Yeah, like look at all these places you got. They're like too big for you.
It's more that some of our visitors tend to be on the larger side of things.
You
How-
regularly
How
get
very accommodating of you.
giants?
Well, it varies, but it has happened in the past. As far as I'm aware, architecturally speaking, it's mostly just to be a portrayal of the expansiveness of the universe.
Ah, so it's pretentious.
How big is the universe?
That reminds me a lot more of the architecture from home.
See, pretentious.
Yeah, Feliana's just agreeing.
Well, I will say I didn't have much to do with the architecture outside of the observatories themselves. But we have had shorter people come through. Sorry, my Galarian's not great. And yeah, they do have a tendency to feel very tiny when they come through here.
So, why? Where? How did you learn?
How did I learn?
What's the? It's not Galarian. What's our common?
Talon.
Taldan.
Haldane.
Taldane.
Taldan or Avastani.
Hmm.
Avastani's a little bit more further north, but Taldan's usually what they speak in the inner sea area.
You get a lot of visitors from our planet.
Oh gods no. It's rare we ever receive visitors from the cage.
From, sorry.
The what?
Oh, sorry. She repeats. You get the feeling she repeats the word in a couple of different phrases before she comes back around to Galarian. Goes, yes. It's within the great planetary scheme of things. Galarian is known as the cage.
The whole brother gug deal.
Oh.
Correct.
Oh.
The gods saw fit to imprison the rough beast within the center of Galarian.
Terrible idea, us habitating it, really.
Well, someone... The rumor is that someone suggested imprisoning it within a moon, but that seemed like a bad idea as well. Also,
Sarah.
Grotus would have
They-
objected.
Moons
Is there a
do have a
release
habit
date
of
for this?
landing on planets.
Well... What was that, sorry, Kabostfer?
Is there a release date for them? Do they have a upcoming trial? How does that work?
Oh no, no.
I
Some of
believe
them
their
kind of permanent
when
things.
release date is known as the end times.
Yes, when the aforementioned grotesque has a lot of fun.
Will
Is that
devour the
soon, then?
world.
Hopefully not.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of where we keep all our stuff.
Oh, we'll probably be long
I've got
gone
most
by
of my
then.
stuff in my bag.
Well, most of you will anyway.
As I understand it, some of the other planets have plans and ideas, but that's a little bit above my pay grade, I'm afraid.
Please come back for Starfinder 2.
Otherwise, I know we talked briefly about the gondola, but how did you get here?
Magic
On the
door.
gondola.
No, I mean, like, how did you get to Casterville? You said something about you came through, what was it, the Finlands?
Yep.
We went to a demiplane that was ruled over by
Creep.
one Kaneepo, and when we defeated him and his demiplane started to collapse, we went through an Iodara, which brought us here. I believe you
Okay.
call it the Dragon Gate.
Yes. It's been abandoned for a while. It hasn't actually been used, like, functional for quite a while. But I must admit, L has been taking up a lot of the network recently. It's been something else. Causing quite a lot of stress on the system, if I'm being honest, but far be it from me to argue with the royal family.
I'm going to just stay out of that one.
But this Kaneepo, what? I'm sorry, I just have so many questions for all of you. Like,
If you make them more less vague, they might be easier to answer.
very
You have
true.
access to a YouTube channel. We have this selection of
Backlog.
videos to show you.
This thing called a VOD.
If you
All you need to do
subscribe
is-
and add a like, it really helps us out.
She says, well, look, I guess the biggest question is, I'm noticing you all share a similar tattoo.
Not by choice.
Okay, so it's not like an adventurer's brand or something like that?
No.
Kind of.
Did you not have a weird event where the Iodora here opened? Like all at once?
The night of the missing moment. Not ringing a bell.
Not really.
Oh, it was just a Galarian thing. That's interesting to note.
At the
well,
very least, it didn't happen here, or it just wasn't witnessed here if their Iodora's kind of in an enclosed space, which is out of prying eyes.
well,
Anyone go missing for a while, or
there was...
Somebody's rider.
She seems to rack her brain for a couple of moments. She goes, well, there was something happened a couple of months ago. Because... Are you aware of what's happening with the drow at the moment from Galarian?
Yes, isn't it lovely? We've finally sorted that whole situation out.
Yeah, no,
What?
it's... So, the drow are experiencing some troubles beneath Galarian, and because of the risk to their lives, the city of El has reopened the gates to the drow to welcome them back into the community. And the drow, for the most part, have accepted this, and there's been this mass transition of the drow to the city of El. Unfortunately, the main means to do this is via the Iodara. And over what's been about a year now, I think, the network's been under a lot of stress, and they a couple of months back, they tried their heaviest transition yet. And there were some issues, but apparently it was solved.
Like,
Aren't the judge
how
a
long
bunch
ago?
of bloodthirsty monsters?
Sorry, bloodthirsty monsters?
Aren't the drow just a bunch of bloodthirsty monsters? At least those are the tales that we at least here in Cheliax.
Oh, you've been lied to. That's easy.
Well,
Ah,
well.
I heard that the creator tried to help relocate a bunch of them. They seemed okay. So I've
They're
heard.
just folk. Some of them have been led by bad people. Some of them are led by good people. They're just folk.
Race doesn't dictate good or evil.
Exactly.
There's a good amount of demonic magic involved. We're working on solving that.
It's a process.
Yes.
And I get that.
demonic magic is very, very disgusting.
But look, spiders are cool. I'm okay with spiders.
That. I'm just gonna take her aside real quick, and we're just gonna have like an alpha. Hey, so the spiders thing, that's a complete like D&D 5. We're in Pathfinder 2 right now. Different set. Okay, and
I was
back we go.
talking about the Driders. They still do the Drider thing, right?
Different guys.
Okay.
They've been airted out.
Oh no. But yeah, no, there was... Yeah. Like, we thought the entire network was going to go down for a little bit, but the City of El was like, no, it's fine. And the transitions have been continuing on since then. It's just...
So they had problems with
Roughly.
transitioning. What specifically were the troubles that they were having?
I love that.
Rough estimate of time, you know.
That an
just sort of-
entire city of transitioned elves really makes you proud.
teleported, you know,
No,
gate jumping.
we're keeping it in.
God. A couple of months back, she gives you a date, but unfortunately the Castrovillian...
Does that happen to line up roughly with the...
Give me I want to say, like, astrology lore? Or astronomy
Hey,
lore?
I got that. I can figure that out from based on what we know of the time zones here and such.
What about some plains lore?
Society?
Society and Plains lore will do it, but it'll be more difficult. Oh wow, you're spending a hero point on that?
Listen, it's the one thing she knows, my guy.
Oh no, pop out for Bill. Yay! Oh, okay, my bonus isn't too bad.
Average.
Yay!
And Tara. It's...
Yes.
It is impossible to kind of do the one for one, but it
Mm.
does line up.
Yeah.
We
From
should
your
look into
understanding, you're not sure if this might be a chicken before the egg situation? Like if the missing moment caused the trouble? Or if the extra weight on the system was what caused the missing moment?
that. Yep, or at least set the conditions right for someone else to cause the moment.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have like the time zones to make sure like they sort of matched up so I could report back to the doc.
Yep.
Though I will say this, we have been in contact with other people from Galarian recently.
I don't suppose a Dr. Eddie
Not
Etwood.
a doctor.
You'd remember his face, trust me.
It's got a
It's
distinctive
Somewhere
face.
one that not even a mother would
It's-
love.
Intense.
No, it was a young girl. The communication was a little bit scratchy, but apparently she was in a city called Skywatch. And she found a telescope that allowed her to communicate with us.
Huh.
City called Skywatch.
I think that's accurate. Not my first language, sorry.
You're doing lovely.
Thank you. I'm trying really hard. I'm still recovering from, like, a bit of a cold, so...
I can barely hear it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, maybe have some tea, because when we first started this conversation, you sounded perfectly fine, but now it's starting to evolve a bit.
We should get you some tea.
You have colds. Should we quarantine? We're from like a whole different place. What if we've got like
Oh,
things?
that was one of the original concerns for elves when we first started migrating over to Galarian, but then we just thought sort of, fuck it. And you guys are essentially like good for here.
Good.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
quarantining is more of a concern when you go to the other planets. It
We
varies.
share bacteria.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Compostifer is like the most bacteria of all of us.
Mm.
We've probably been subjected to like 20 times the amount. You know what? We might need a quarantine composter to save the rest of the people here.
I'm only improving your
Immune
Gut
systems.
bacteria.
yeah.
Well, there does tend to be a lot of travel between the planets.
This is good. This is sounding good for us.
So we can get
Mm.
home.
Like to get back to our planet.
I was about to say the exception there being Galarian.
Radical.
Mm.
Well, okay, how
Is
about
it easier to get to Galarian from a different planet?
or could you send us to L?
She
Well-
said that the gates weren't working really here.
Well,
Son
that's
of-
because they're trying to keep the weight off the system. We're not considered essential.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, no, it is a little bit.
I think you're
mean,
important. I've
To
only
be
just
fair,
met you.
this does appear to be quite the boonies.
We're a remote research outpost. We get that. We're mostly self-sufficient as well, so we understand. Like, it was rude,
What?
but we understand.
What are you researching?
We're an observatory. We watch the stars.
Astronomy!
For the most part, I mean,
I studied astronomy extensively for years.
like the Star Ones being stationed here is no accident. Because so we don't just really study the stars, we also keep a watch on them, because every now and again something will come from, beyond the veil. It's rare, but it does happen. And
You want to know when one of them stars go out?
pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's happened in the past.
And then what do you do?
Well,
Figure out why.
I usually tell the Star Ones, or that's at least the protocol, and they figure out how to handle the whole thing.
From here.
Oh, not necessarily just from here. We just figure out a game plan and then we... It's a long
hey,
story.
bud, what do you mean we?
Star Puddins.
Mm-hmm.
They're a sect of my church. I've heard of them.
Oh, really?
I've studied them a bit.
They're pretty rare in Galarian, I must admit.
There was only like 2 books.
Yeah. Like, we have an entire training yard here for the Star Ones. Yeah, it's a bit much for me, if I'm being honest. I am
Oh.
by no means a warrior, but I do understand that, that's something people are into. So, some event happened with the gates, and that's why you all have the mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're only some of
quite
us
the
starting
mystery.
Yeah, we're only just starting to kind of get memories back about what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big we there when it's only one of us.
Well, I might have to get permission for you, but we do have a memory garden below the observatory.
Ooh.
A what?
A memory garden. So, in the past, in order to preserve the memories of great sages and scholars, they would be taken to a garden below the observatory. Those who were interned within it, their souls would go off to the boneyard and everything else like that, but their memories would still be accessible.
Right.
So,
well, I think the
future
problem that we
generation.
have is we're missing our memories. We don't necessarily just want to get anyone's memories to fill that up. We want to try and get ours back.
No, that is very true. It's very interesting. So what can you tell me about this Kaneepo? Like, are you aware of any connection? Sorry, I'm just intensely curious about this entire thing. It's so interesting.
Yeah, Kaneepo's dead, so not too much worry about there. Apparently he did go through an iodine himself, and he was trapped in his weird tree thing by elves.
He was
He was
trying
trying to kill
to
them all.
create a dynasty?
Yeah, and he wanted to kill all elves. He had like a curse to eradicate them.
Oh, that
Right.
guy!
Yeah, that
All the
guy.
Babies.
That guy!
Intensely interested in Entara.
Sorry, I didn't know what his name was.
Oh yeah, that was like a whole thing that was really
Oh,
guarded.
yeah.
Well, he's
Mr.
dead
Slim.
now.
Mr. Slim.
I believe we call him the Slim Shadow here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What we
yeah,
did?
dead.
Yeah, deceased.
Super.
Thankfully.
So if there was like a reward for that, or, you know,
Yeah, we'll happily take a bounty.
I mean, I
That-
can
that was
certainly pass
us.
it up the chain. We
yeah,
can
if
definitely
you could
try
do
to
that.
handle something.
Thanks.
I mean, you should be rewarded for your efforts. But did he say anything? Like,
There was a catharsis in ending him.
He
Sorry,
said a
what?
lot of stuff, but I don't think any of it's really pertinent. A lot of it was just lusting after Antara here.
Oh, that's super uncomfortable.
He was a patron of the arts. I can at least say that.
No, that was not art. That was fan bullshit. Ugh. Speaking of, we have a lovely fan.
God.
Sorry.
Yeah, you-
Ugh.
So, dude, what was his connection to this missing moment? Are you aware, or?
It affected him as well. That's all. We
Okay.
know at least.
Even more powerful, I think.
he
Well,
may
it's
have
made
been
us all more
more
powerful.
informed and chose to experience it, where we just sort of were
Happened.
there.
Okay. Strange, because he was the one who created the Oubliette curse, if I remember right.
Yep.
Correct.
Indeed.
He was
Thank
trying
you
to
for
make
stopping
better.
me from touching the key, by the way. That
Oh,
would have been really
come
bad
on.
for me.
Well, it was good that I had a chance to look at it.
Yeah. Prior warning was nice.
Well, I'm pretty sure there is something we can do about that key and finally end that dreadful curse for good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to formulate a couple of theories, but I'll need to do some research first.
I do know that the
Aren't we meant to give that over to the doctor?
I believe we were supposed to turn over the key back to the druids.
Ah,
Mm.
okay.
I know that this missing moment did cause the curse that was the Oubliette curse that was over the town of Seven Arches to also vanish.
See, that's interesting to me.
This
Mhm.
missing moment has a lot of questions.
Well,
It's almost like it's connected to the whole adventure.
Yeah, right? Well, if this Kaneepo was responsible for the curse, then why would it... Sorry, I just... I know we have a lot of information here about a lot of different things, so I might ask around with a couple of people and see what I can uncover for all of you.
Any
You have a
information?
knowledge repository.
Yeah.
We do have some pretty extensive libraries. I
Would
will
we
say
be-
they're pretty insensitive towards the stars for obvious reasons.
Would we be permitted access? I have gloves.
To the library, certainly we can arrange that.
Could I go to the Star Guardian place?
The Star Warden Yards.
Yeah.
I will inform Commander Vivette that you're coming.
Yay!
Beliana rolls her eyes at Antara's fangirling.
I've only ever read about them.
I will say, however, that this probably won't be quick.
No.
Even the communication we had with the girl on Galarian, that was very brief. And I think we're going to have to wait a couple of days at the very least before we can establish any kind of communication with her again. Planetary alignments, etc.
Do you not have easier ways of contacting your own people?
I am going to send some messages to Elle. We're going to see whether we can sort out the situation. At the very least, see if we can get all of you to Elle so you can get back to Galarian.
Well, thank you.
Unfortunately, they move at the speed of bureaucracy.
Red
Yeah.
tape, etc.
Elven bureaucracy.
Oh, that's much worse.
It's so much worse. Makes you proud.
She kind of nods and goes, "It's unfortunate, but when you live for hundreds of years..."
Yeah,
Gotta fill in the time somehow.
It's one of the few that actually rivals the infernal bureaucracy of my homeland.
You'll never guess who invented bureaucracy.
The devils.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. There's a solemn nod around the room, just like, yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Until then, we will have rooms set up for you. We have plenty of food here. We have hunters that go out into the forest pretty often for hunting, gathering type things. Once again, it's a bit beyond me, but I know it's something that happens pretty often. So we have plenty, and you will be looked after.
Here.
I just wish we could be more help.
I think you've been most...
Don't worry. We wish
Fine.
you could be as well.
Jesus.
I feel like something was lost in translation there.
Yeah,
I'm
gratitude.
sure you it wasn't, because I can speak Elven.
I will say she has been doing this entire conversation in Common or Taldan, so everyone can understand quite well.
Aw. What a sweetheart.
I just like to practice other languages. I think I'm one of like 3 or 4 people I think who can speak Galarian.
Oh, dang.
Oh. What is normally spoken?
Lashunta is common.
Ooh. I'm about to have a hard time up at the training grounds.
Elven's also quite popular. Lashuntan or Elven. I believe you call it Kyonin.
No, we just go with Elven.
Which is called Elven.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the people here also speak Formian or Fomorian. but that's mostly due to the colonies to the south. Otherwise, any of the higher mystical languages, you should be able to get away with.
Man, I really should have learned more languages.
Now, this is just an out of game question / realization. But are elves called like elves and elf because they're from El?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like of El? Elf?
Yeah. No, that's literally one of the suspected reasons.
Yeah.
The term elf refers to the people from El. Or of El.
Elven.
Yeah, which would also make sense why they themselves would refer to it as like Alvin and such, even though that's more of a like Talden kind of adopted the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will have someone find you when we figure out how we're going to be housing you. We might be putting you in an inn, or we may be putting you up with some of the other researchers we have here.
I'm happy to bunk in the church.
We do have a pretty extensive church, I must admit.
I'm so excited.
Also, before you go, I must apologize for the gondola.
Yeah, it happens.
It was fine.
Vent.
It was fine. It was great. Let's never do it again.
Well, if my two compatriots are fine, we accept your apology.
It's not really meant for people to ride on it.
You should really have better signage.
Did the safeties work at the very least?
No.
Safeties?
Okay, I will have to let the engineers know then.
Actually, that does remind. We did have to like break 2 big robots to get on there.
Was that the safeties?
And that was part of the safeties. They're supposed to keep people from getting on the gondola.
They tried.
Okay.
Maybe have them relay a message instead of immediately move into Hill.
She takes out her scroll, and her golden pin gets working, and she makes a note of it.
Aw.
We'll make sure that they have a
Simple
repeatable message. And maybe some means of communicating between the quarry and the observatory.
Probably a good call.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's never happened before, but now that we're aware that it could happen.
Yeah, like us disappearing through the otherwise defunct gates.
What?
First time
OSHA
for
agents
everything.
everywhere are crying.
We're a lot of trendsetters lately.
That does
It's
bring up
never
a good
happened
point.
before, and then these 4 assholes turn up.
I'm working on a theory that if you can get the curse removed from this key, you might be able to use the Dragon Gate again.
Cool.
Okay.
Viliana.
Yes.
Take the curse off it.
Don't touch it. No take, only throw.
First of all, I'm not an elf, so me touching it's fine.
No, we were told that it could also affect you.
No, we're told
I'll
that
probably be fine.
we're told that the effects were unknown, but now that I know that because I've identified that it only affects elves,
Oh.
we're fine.
I feel like there was something about having to be Shadowborn about it, which is why I was.
That
hoping
was
to
a
do it in the first place.
speculation from a druid who didn't actually know how the key worked.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad that was just speculation, and that my life was on the line there for speculation's sake. Ugh.
Yeah. As for breaking the curse, I don't have any magic that could do that, as far as I know. Could destroy the key, but that's not really what we're looking for.
I think we need that though.
I mean, the curse.
I look at my
is
spells and I'm like, I have Shatter.
That's one way.
The key
The
curse
inexplicably looks
is
nervous.
magic.
I believe it's just outside of my current capabilities, though.
Mm.
Do you have any creatures or phenomenon that inherently eat magic?
Oh no, it's
So when I was a little girl, I met this one monster that ate magic, and he made me normal for a while, and it was really cool, and I wasn't allowed to keep Fluffy, and I was very sad.
Where do we find a Fluffy? And do you have Fluffies here in this planet?
I know that there are herds of disenchanters.
Terrifying.
She says something in what you presume is Lashuntan.
Are they some sort of megafauna?
Not quite. They sniff out magic and they feed on it.
Hmm.
They're considered as a pest by some people, but just as any other thing.
An option.
apparently Dispel Magic is a second level spell, not a third level.
Oh, really?
So it's much easier to learn. I just have to learn it.
We do have extensive scroll libraries if you need to study some magic.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I'll happily go peruse your extensive scroll libraries.
Out of character, doesn't your character learn magic by feeding scrolls to your dragon?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe leave that part out.
That's why I did not bring up, because I could copy this scroll over to another scroll and feed the copy over. Or I could just go, that's too much fucking effort. Here, have a snack now next.
Love that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, they might just want to charge us for the opportunity. That's all.
If they find out.
If they find out that I've consumed the scroll, maybe.
Maybe.
I believe part of the job of the Memory Garden is to keep certain spells that have fallen out of use. Like, archived. Memorized.
Neat. So, food?
Food, yes. I will organize some food. Until then, I encourage you to check out the city.
Okay.
Training grounds.
Felix has talked at
both
length
used,
regarding elven wine, so let's go see what all this rage is about.
What was that?
You folks use, money?
Oh, we use a copper, silver, and gold standard, but that's pretty universal across the planets.
Well, good.
Oh, thank goodness.
Carry on.
I know some of the other dragons have a tendency to dictate how the finances go.
Do you have dragons here?
No, thankfully.
What a weird thing to bring up. Anyway.
Well, no, like a couple of planets over, it's a planet of dragons.
Down next in the corner, just like, what am I, chopped liver? Because I'm here, there are dragons here.
Fantastic.
I love Dallinax.
Yeah, down next is the best.
When I have some more information for you, I will get in contact with all of you.
Oh, thank you.
And with that... Oh, you beat me to it.
So speedy. So
What-
speed.
Oh, what?
Let's move over to a different map. We had a bot. The bot is gone.
Bye, bot.
Ooh, look at this fancy map. Ooh, it's so fancy. The water does things. Whoa.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is. Oh, music change.
I preloaded the scene.
Neat.
Like, I don't
Wait,
have
wait.
civilian tokens running around, but the city is quite populated and lively.
Okay.
There does seem
Have
to
we
be
had
there does tend to be a fashion towards telescopes and other kind of astral phenomenon draped around a person's body.
Oh.
Jewelry,
Dixie Maine is at home.
jewelry
Yeah,
and jewelry and other accessories with a kind of planetary theme or astral theme to them is quite commonplace as well.
I can't wait to get some new star earrings.
I have not traveled this far before. Should we like maybe get some stuff that sort of matches the local fashion so that we
The local aesthetic.
blend in? Or...
Have we had a chance to heal, by the way?
Yes. Or at the very least, consider yourselves back up to full hit points.
Thank you.
But otherwise, the city seems quite lively. You get the feeling it doesn't die down at night. It's just people go to certain locations at night.
Stargazing.
Yeah.
Look. Look, we can look in the water. It's so pretty.
And much like the other areas you were in before, there is a tendency towards a more expansive architecture. Though most of the buildings here are more gauged towards a medium-sized humanoids, shall we say?
This is one big map.
Whoa. Oh, that's cool. I love that statue.
I believe that's
Yeah,
the
what's up with
elven
this cool statue?
god of the hunt.
Oh.
It is a
Well,
representation of Ceranos, I believe his name is.
I believe so. Well known for traveling with a trusty dog and a bird.
Not featured in the
Which one's
statuary.
in the statue?
Yeah, no, listen, this isn't his best view where he's clearly hunting a deer and the deer is just like, over there, man. Go
Give
get
me,
Hanging
give
out.
me an elf lore check, Felix. Because I
Yeah,
know you have
it's like-
elf lore.
What are we hunting, dude? Deer? Oh yeah, I thought I saw one go that way.
No, that ain't. No.
That ain't tracking. No. Not acceptable.
There we go.
Much better. You get the feeling from the general representation in the statue that the deer in question is probably supposed to be a rastal. Just, in his full stag form.
Great.
It's Deer Dad.
Pretty sure. I think Arestal might be his dad.
I'm pretty sure Rastal is his dad, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dear Daddy.
I'll allow it.
So this is kind of a father-son hunting trip being represented here.
Okay. Like, okay, but still, like,
Are
if
you
you're going
winning,
turkey
son?
hunt, if you're going turkey hunting with your dad and your dad turns up in a full turkey costume, you know something's wrong. Like, are you okay, Dad?
Well,
I'm just working
how
for
else
something,
is,
son.
is your dad supposed to blend into the pack to take down all the turkeys?
It's okay, I'll use this form to draw them out.
But Dad, how will I know which one to not shit? Oh.
It's
Whoops!
fine. I'm a god.
Me too, Dad.
Don't worry, gods can't die, right?
Wait.
Oh.
That would have been the funniest way to do it, though. It's like, turns out Erastal's the one that died. How? Accidental shot on a hunting trip.
A hunting accident.
Oh god, no!
Classic.
Dick Cheney turned up.
That's a throwback.
Yeah. And Tara,
Run up on this.
Yeah.
you're making your way towards the tree, correct?
Yeah.
Is that a snow globe?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Either
I
it's
think it's
on
a tree
water
on
or
a pond.
It is in
Yeah.
fact a tree on a pond.
I'm
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
that's
letting
fine.
my boy lead the way.
This is what happens if you let pond scum, like, go through its natural life cycle.
My fish likes to eat pond scum.
Well, this is what happens if you don't let them.
It just kind of spreads out. The building to the north does seem to be a temple dedicated to the star gods. So mostly
Yes.
to Pulura and Desna.
Oh. I've never seen this much star stuff in my life. Oh.
Could you say you're starstruck?
I am.
But
Get out, you band.
Hmm.
Felix and Compostifer.
Howdy.
As you kind of go down there, you do notice that there are a couple of soldiers, what you expect to be soldiers, to be practicing their archery.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Place is so cool.
Are they good at it?
They're reasonably good at it.
Right.
You
Have
do,
they
however,
considered
notice
giant
that the
swords?
arrows seem to be tipped with dawn silver or mithril.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Ethral.
Which
Hey. Hi. Hello.
hello there, Leshy.
I'm Compostifer.
Hello.
I'm sentient. I have this receipt. Can I have a crossbow?
Do you shoot?
Yes, but then I dropped my crossbow into the jungle, and now I don't have one. So can I have one?
Oh, you're the newcomers from the cage, right?
Yeah, that's us.
Oh,
That makes
okay.
it sound very kinky.
His common is severely broken. I'm not gonna do the broken English accent.
Eastern
'cause-
European, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Good
no,
one.
it's more that it's like that feels slightly racist.
I assume Felix can talk to them just fine, right?
Yes. But he passes you a crossbow. He goes, "Well, take a shot."
All right.
Oh, wow, did we get another bot?
Yeah. I would like to see what this is all about. I'd like
Ooh.
to take my time to devise a stratagem. Can you give me something to target, please, Matt? Just any token.
Just an ending token.
Yeah, because it won't roll the die without it. Oh, I can target Felix.
Yeah, target Felix.
See what now?
It's not great. It's alright.
The crossbow that
it's
they
not-
hand you is has a lot more of a flourish to it than you kind of expect, or
Interesting.
kind of what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one that you previously had was more of a function-based
Bog
crossbow.
standard.
Yeah,
Yep.
off the shelf. This
Mhm.
one still feels somewhat mass-produced, but there's definitely a flow and a flourish to it. The metal is a lot more silvery, a lot more pretty.
Does it, rules-wise, function any differently?
Not at all.
Alright. I got an 18 to hit whatever not Felix that I was trying to hit.
Dropped
do hit
into
the target.
jungle.
Wow.
Not center of the target, but you do manage to
Yeah,
hit
that's
it.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
And the soldiers do kind of give you a little bit of a clap for that one. Just like, good work, little guy.
All right, it's
He's medium-sized.
swoopy. Yeah, but I'm small at heart.
He's got that little guy energy.
Yeah. Also, the translation's a little bit rough.
Mm-hmm.
But Felix, what are you doing?
Outside of just straight translating, like, I know I'm an elf and everything, but archery has never been sort of Felix's whole jam.
Yeah.
So this is just a composter thing.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, Velianer and Tara. I have something in mind for Antara, so Velianer, what are you doing at the moment?
Well, I'll stop by one of the nearest passerbyers. Speaking in Elven.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but do you know of a fine establishment where I can try some wine?
Like a brewery? Winery?
Winery, yes.
She points out to... Where is it? This building over here to the southwest.
Wonderful. I don't know if they're walls. Yeah, there's walls.
As you kind of make your way towards the tavern, the inn, you kind of have a look at the name for the establishment, and it takes a little bit of concentration, because Elven's not your first language, but the general vernacular translates to the sloshed shotalashu.
Oh no.
It sounds much better in Elven. However, as you kind of approach it, Veliana, you do notice that there's two sets of, like, mirrored glass, or opaque glass, that kind of make up the frontage for the building. And as you're approaching, you notice that several people kind of walk past, and there's kind of like these starlight lights that kind of follow them and kind of do an outline. As you approach, however, the lights seem to avoid you.
Weird. Well, in I go. No. Go in like I own the place.
Just kicking the door. I own this place now.
Body.
Body. Good reference.
You enter the tavern, and you figure that it's probably around lunchtime at this point. And this does appear to be more of an eatery than an actual, like, place where you can stay. Looking up to the upper balcony, you can see that there's a couple of rooms there, probably for rent, but the focus definitely seems to be on, like, the food and the drinks here. Having a kind of quick look over some of the meals on display, however, one thing you're noticing is that the portion sizes are pretty massive. There's
Interesting.
definitely a general bent towards, like, large slabs of meat, for instance.
These aren't your parents' vegetarian elves.
to kind of translate it into different terms, there's very much a Monster Hunter vibe for the food here.
Oh, heck yeah.
Felix to survive lunch. Fair enough. But do you kind of get yourself a table, etc.?
Yeah, I'll get myself a table. Be amicable. Get myself a nice glass. Let's get a sample pack of different red wines.
You know, that's easy done. Chad, do we want to have a muscular chef? Are we just gonna lean in here?
Yep.
Look, it's
Yes.
it's been requested,
Listen.
man.
We got him.
Not by one,
But by two.
people,
Uh,
which is solid like 6th of our viewers.
Aww.
there we go. The points have been paid. Staffing this restaurant appears to be what look to be awakened cats.
Oh no, it's a cat restaurant.
Not so much cat folk, but it's hard to tell the difference between the two. I'm going to be honest with you.
Racist.
Size. Size is the difference.
These ones definitely seem to be on the small size.
Yeah, because they're probably tiny versus a medium for catfolk.
Fair.
However, standing behind a very large stone stovetop, you would kind of figure, with a large cauldron bubbling ominously behind him, is a quite large, so medium-sized, cat with scars over one eye, and he is absolutely ripped.
I love him.
Whoa, kitty.
With mottled grey fur, and a meat cleaver strapped to his back. And when I say meat cleaver, I mean use two hands to use the meat cleaver.
Castrofel, the pussy lick you.
To the point that this might be considered an axe weapon.
Sorry.
Pretty much, yeah. And he'll call you over. And in, I don't want to say Avistani, you would recognize the accent more as coming from the Shackles area
We love him.
of Galarian. And you'll understand that one.
I mean, I can easily switch to keep it in Elven, because I assume this you're probably more used to this language by now.
I am quite used to it, yeah. But you must be one of the newcomers, yeah?
Indeed.
You must be from my home of Galarian. Excellent. It's good to see some people from home.
Indeed. Going by your accent, you're from one of the other provinces?
Was a pirate for the start of my life.
Ship's
Didn't
cat.
agree with me, but you know, more to the point, other people didn't agree with me, and I found myself here on Castrovel.
Totally not playing with the fact that most of the Shackles were Talaxian colonies
Yeah.
until recently.
Up until very recently. But now, good to see you. Take a seat. We'll get a bit of a server platter out for you, and some samplings of wine. Your
Wonderful.
bill is already being taken care of, apparently.
Even better.
I've received word from the Skywatchers.
Nothing beats free wine, especially when it's free good wine.
Also, the others supposed to be joining you as well?
No idea.
Eventually,
assumed that,
maybe.
I assume that Enta has run off to the temple or the training grounds. Compostifa has gotten lost in wherever he ran off to, and Felix is probably chaperoning.
Accurate.
Well, Veliana, you start with your lunch. And we will switch over to Tara. Wherever you went, there you are. And Tara.
Oh no.
Just grabbing the artwork for her. There we go.
Artwork.
Ooh.
Hey, look, I wrote this NPC. I'm allowed to use the art, okay? But
They've got see-through legs.
a woman approaches you. Obviously elven, heavily scarred.
Part ghost.
It was the art
Shiny
style,
one.
okay? She doesn't bear the Star Warden insignias. However, she does have a brooch that signifies her as a member, or at least a ranking member amongst them.
Ooh.
And in perfect Galarian, or Taldan, she says, you must be Antara.
I am.
Hello, Vivette. I'm the
Hi.
interim commander for the Star Wardens here.
Could we get
Sorry,
a spelling?
I'm very excited.
That's fine. I'm kind of excited to meet you as well.
I studied at blah.
Oh.
And just, yeah, like, the whole, like, I studied at this temple and this temple and this temple, and I was primarily under the keep of blah 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 blah, and...
I must confess, I worship Desert, but I kind of prioritize the entire Pantheon. I'm currently here being... I've been borrowed by the city of El as we prepare for an offensive back on Galarian.
Oh. So you're originally from Galarian?
Yep.
Huh.
But I'm told you're a Star Warden from Galarian and you wish to see what we kind of do here.
Well, to be honest, I've only ever heard the term a couple times because there's only like 2 books in like all of the churches of Pelura back home, and it seemed like a really cool thing. And then I came through this gate, and then I found this guy, and he was apparently a mount of one of your Star Wardens, and yeah, buddies now.
Well, I kind of have some news for you then. She guides you to their training yards, into the building proper. And opening it up, it feels very much like a fighting gym of some sort.
This is like the gym that blah 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 used to run for my basic training. Yes.
In here, you see a lot more of the Star Warden insignia.
This is
Also,
very fancy.
at least a couple dozen other Star Wardens. All of them decked out in like the Dawn Silver armor and weaponry.
Whoa.
You see 2 of them kind of engaged in a sparring match, and every time like their swords cross, there's a flash of starlight that comes off of it.
Oh my god, I need to get me some.
You see one of them kind of take a couple of steps back before there's another flash of light, and they appear behind their opponent to make a strike.
Personnel kid.
It's
Sorry. All
before
of the
it's actually blocked,
Huh?
and the fight continues. And she goes, yeah, no, this is where we do a lot of our training here. My main vocation was in demon hunting,
Ooh.
but there's a lot of crossover between the two. I mean, most of my armaments are made of Dawn Silver as well.
That's very fancy. I couldn't really afford to. go the full upgrades yet.
Oh, look, that's fine. How long are you gonna be here, though?
I don't know.
One of those things?
We came through a gate. That gate doesn't work now, and we're trying to find a way to get home.
Well, if all fails, my position here will be up in a couple of months. Once it's done, at the very least, you could go back with me.
Okay. A few months. Ooh, okay.
Like 9 months-ish? Start of next year.
My parents would think I ran off to have a baby, and they would never speak to me again.
No, apparently there's finally some murmurings of slaying Tree Razor, so I'm intensely interested, and they're not going to keep me away from that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's okay. It's a demonic creature that's been plaguing my homeland of Kyonin for way too long.
Is that the same place that Felix von Faber's from?
Yes. I assume by the name anyway.
Yeah, he's from one of them big fancy families.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I've had words with what I presume is his father?
I believe he's had words with his father, too.
Oh, well, that's something that's good to know.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Whoops.
It's fine. Elven politics are what they are.
I don't understand.
So, training?
Training!
She sets you up with a sparring partner, and you get sorted and settled as you begin your work. With that, we are going to take a short 10-minute break. As we kind of, well, I need to rest my voice a little bit and refresh my tea. And we'll get a pulse started and everything else like that. But otherwise, I know this has been something of a downtime session, but we are dropping a hell of a lot of lore for people. And I hope people are enjoying it.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
We'll be back in like 10 minutes, and we hope to see you after the break.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, and we are back.
Let's go.
I have not looked at what the poll question is yet, so I'm a little bit...
dude.
Oh, good news.
All I can see is if you could cosplay a ...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
I have some concerns, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yes.
There
I was
you
given
are.
no directions. I was what you might call
Freestyling.
unobserved.
Freestyling? Fair enough. Well, and Tara, that is mostly your afternoon dealt with. So, with Veliana having like a meal and some drinks, Compostiver and Felix, what are you two doing?
So, speaking to the guards, I can keep this now?
They kind of have a quick conversation with you, Felix, being like, this is okay, right?
The type where, like, they ask the parent if it's okay if the kid keeps the toy.
A little bit. They're not quite sure what the relationship is.
Yeah. Listen, he's relatively responsible, and if he acts up, it'll be an important lesson to learn.
Giving a sword to a child. Theory.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That old chestnut.
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't have plenty of them here.
Exactly.
A
How
mad
much
skin
time can-
suit? If you could
Who's
cosplay as a
wondering?
character, who would it be? Oh god.
Do you like that G Wizard one?
3,333.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
feel like the relationship from now on is going to be tense.
Which notably, let's do the math because it's what 101, 34 votes. Thank you. I don't have to do the math.
Yeah.
That means G Wizard wants 34 matte skin suits.
If you peel him thin enough.
I mean,
Sorry.
Ugh.
Nah, he's just saving up from every single skin cell Matt has gotten rid of in his entire
every
life.
7 years.
Every 7 years, yeah.
No, I do see there's like 5 votes there for Compostifer, so...
Like, cover yourself in glue and roll around on the floor for a bit.
Yeah. It's probably it's a low effort, but a high cleanup.
Yeah,
like,
because
a
all you
lot
need to do is get a compost bin, fill it up, give it a year to permeate, mature, yeah, and then you just need to hop in it.
Yeah, it's easy prep, hard pack down.
See, now I'm just imagining a professional cosplayer being like, so, I've been working on this new cosplay for the last year. And you'll never guess how the process has been going.
Like those time lapses of the bugs eating food stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
But,
Deeply unpleasant.
yeah, that might give you some merchandising opportunities, Matt. You know, if you wanted to release a matte skin suit, I don't know.
Just like start with a hoodie, but the hoodie is you.
We know that there's a market for it now, so.
Good old marketable Matt.
Anyway. Homegrown
Homegrown,
god.
that's so much worse.
Thanks, I hate it. So, Compostifer, you have a new shiny crossbow.
Yay!
It has no runes on it.
I will edit the name of this crossbow so that it doesn't say dropped into the jungle.
Given by elves.
A Fury? A Hoodie Fury? Or Skinsuit Fury? God.
They have like a
Yeah,
fashion channel or
cross.
something now.
But no, it is a very pretty crossbow. And done in like the Castrovillian elven style.
Excellent.
Hey, Compostifer.
Yeah, Felix.
This is going to be a strange question, perhaps, because I don't remember if we've ever done this before. Do you drink? Like alcohol, I mean.
Oh,
It was sour wine.
what's... I think... I don't know, I excrete alcohol.
We're not going to talk about the turlet wine.
Please don't.
Oh, what?
No. We're also not going to talk about the hot dog kennel again.
That was a whole section.
That was number 2 on the list of funniest things to be allergic to, just so you know.
Yeah.
Kettle hot dogs.
It's just hot dogs, yes, but
Yeah.
I think kettle would have made it number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Let's go have a drink, shall we?
Okay.
And of course, you are guided to the sloshed Shotalashu,
Hell yeah.
where Valiana is
where's
already a couple of wines in.
Wine. Neat.
They're notably they're the taste testers, so they're not.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're drunk.
Just when you say a couple wines in,
No, that is very true.
I would like their largest beer, please. And then their fruitiest drink.
It is served up for you.
Hell yeah. I hand the fruity drink to the child.
So, if people don't finish their drinks, what happens to that?
Grog.
It mostly becomes grog.
Maybe I should have some of that.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh.
That's how you get
Plus,
hepatitis.
you're not old enough to drink, so... Don't.
Deeply unsure how that works in whatever you are years. But
What's
No one knows. We're too new.
Pasta's never going to be old enough to drink.
and I don't feel like I say this enough, Compositor, but you're better than grog.
Aww.
Cute.
Yeah. Fuck that grog strong jaw guy.
Oh no! Very grogrin?
No. Well, all of you kind of settle in for your drink and your meal. And Tara, eventually you finish up your training session for the day. And the four of you can gather all together for your meal and your drinks and everything else like that.
Yeah. So, what's the language everyone here is talking again?
For the most part, people seem to be speaking Elven. But you're definitely seeing kind of or hearing a mix of other languages that you don't recognize. Felix, you'd recognize it as Lashuntan.
The language of nerds.
And that's something that Felix and Veliana speak?
I mean, I don't speak it.
Yeah.
I don't speak Lashuntan, but I speak Elven.
Speaking of, there are a couple of Lashunta kind of sitting down for their own meal.
Male or female?
Both.
Yeah, because they look specifically different, don't they?
Dimorphism.
But they all have their antenna. They have a little bit of antenna, and looking over, the meal looks pretty silent for the most part. But they seem to kind of just share looks every now and again, as if there is communication going on. You're just not hearing it. But I think with the exception of Felix, from when he was a kid, none of you have ever kind of seen Lashunta before.
No.
Not unless they were visiting the Shadow Plane.
So it's one of those things where it's kind of like, we are absolutely on a different planet now. Cool.
I don't know, the wildlife kind of did that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those cats.
But there's also that sense of like, okay, we're in a city, there's people, we're seeing people, this is just like a regular place. And it's just like those couple of little details that's like, okay, so this is like home,
We're
but
not
also
in
not.
Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
What is this Kansas?
This Arkansas. What is this?
America, explain.
Well, everyone knows that if an Archmage is just a stronger mage, Kansas is just stronger Kansas.
So, Kansas.
See, I like that. I do like that.
I don't know
Yeah.
why that tickled me so much. It's so dumb.
It's like there's a town in New South Wales called New Italy.
Yeah.
And every time I drive past it, it's kind of like New Italy or Better Italy.
We had near my hometown, we had a place up until the end of World War II was called New Berlin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once World War II kind of happened, they renamed it.
Yeah.
That happens.
Better Berlin. Better Lynn.
Better
And
Lynn.
it's then renamed to Kitchener.
Wow.
Of all the fucking names,
Yeah, I
Right?
have no idea.
it's kind of Kitchen. Could be Kitchener.
It is as you're finishing up your meal that all of you do actually receive a message. To
How?
meet with... Well, a messenger comes to find you.
Oh, okay. It's like, what? It's just like ding in our heads.
Yeah.
Ah!
You have a new display on Retina.
You've got mail.
0
You've
of
got
2
mail.
killed.
But no, a messenger does come and find you all. The young gentleman appears to be a sage or a young astrologer. And they inform you that when you're ready, Alleli does have some more information for you already.
Ooh.
Does this restaurant take like to-go orders?
You get the giant thumbs up from the muscular chef.
I just hand him my unfinished, like, this is probably what, beer 4? Beer 5?
Yeah.
I just want that to go, please.
He gets it all boxed up for you.
I love my boxed beer.
Just in
Just in that styrofoam container. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
the
if it's
clamshell.
been paid for,
He
I'll
gets
take
a-
that bottle to go.
He gets all that together for all of you. Puts lids on cups, etc.
Oh, I'm asking for a whole bottle.
For a whole
And a
bottle.
straw.
He questions it a little bit, but then, yeah, it does actually do it for you.
Just
Oh, okay.
Someone says they're taking up the bill. They're taking up the bill.
Oh, we have a name for a muscular chef now. Okay.
Yes, we were coming back to.
Oh no, look, this is gonna be your base camp for at least a couple of sessions.
Louis,
Fantastic.
love him.
Louis Fitzbasile. Oh no, not DG.
Gatuli.
They got the luli.
De Gato.
Because that's fun because it's French and Spanish combined.
That's what's killing me. Is my brain is trying to, because I know rudimentary French, so my brain's like,
Yeah.
French. It's like, no, some of these consonants do not go together well.
Can we just go with Master of Mess or Mom?
Oh.
Motum. No, Master of the Mess is Motum.
Well, when you go back and see Alleli. Nope, that's the wrong one. That one. She is not the only one there.
Ooh.
Is there a talking horse?
One time.
Does the horse have cow face?
2 times.
Ooh, he has. Huh?
He has a gem growing out of his forehead. Don't think
was-
it's healthy.
It was an accident as a child. I was running around a bench, smacked my head clean into it.
You know, I
hurt
thought
a
it
lot.
kind of went here, and it would be nice and stay, and then eventually it did.
His
I'm
eyebrows are angry, but his lipstick is on point.
I love that the outfit he's wearing is clearly from Cobra Command.
This is definitely the script when someone says, "Yeah, his smile didn't reach his eyes."
Yeah.
Hey man, are you the villain for the next little bit?
No, I'm not in fact a villain.
Good.
I have a signed card and everything that says I am
Okay.
not a villain.
Yeah, if we could just
They
That's something a
Have
villain
it.
would say.
if we could just eyeball that, that'd be great. Thanks.
It's like the sentience certificate. We
Yeah.
need to see these things.
Yeah.
Despite
Look,
my
I pull
appearance,
out my-
I'm not the
I
villain.
pull out my spreadsheet with 2 columns, villain, not villain, and just hover my pen, waiting to see which column I fill their name in on.
And like we have to honor it if he has one.
I mean,
'cause-
he is a
Look.
Taurus.
Anyway,
Matt's gonna stop showing us pictures now.
I'm
I
surprised
love
he
the
still
commentary.
is showing us pictures, not gonna lie.
This is the content that the viewers are here for, I'm sure.
No, look, I read on.
It's not our dice rolling.
I was talking to someone who's running Gatewalkers, a friend of mine, and they were like, "Yeah, I got a hold of the player's guide, but I had to kind of hack into the player's guide itself and just block out certain pictures
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
because they were sending the wrong message."
Did they have to block out the doctor's picture?
Yeah,
Doctor's
absolutely.
picture, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah. I still can't believe you were surprised when it said when I was like, yeah, I read the player's guide.
Look, as a GM, we're always kind of surprised when the players do the homework. That's just it's a pleasant surprise thing. I will always be pleasantly surprised by it. But as all of you enter, jokes aside, Alleli will stand up and along with the elven gentleman and go, I know this is a lot more sudden than we were kind of expecting, but this is Janathel.
Hello, Janathel.
Greetings.
He's one of our senior astrologers here. He gives all of you a kind of like a bow.
Senior astrologers.
Ooh.
Gonna
I
give
see you
him the
guys have
secret
a-
elven handshake.
Telescope.
He gives you the sacred elven handshake.
It's the predator handshake.
It's just a
Predator
regular
high five.
handshake, and then I look over at Veliana and just be like, yeah, we did that.
She raises an eyebrow like, what the fuck?
We invented handshakes.
I believe the Aslanti did, actually.
Oh my god.
The two of them are kind of just sharing a look between each other. They're kind of speaking some hurried elven, kind of trying to pass out the conversation that's happening. Before they kind of turn back and go, Alleli will say, this is Janathel, like I was saying. Something of an expert in Galarian lore. He's one of the other individuals who's familiar with your languages.
Oh, wonderful.
I met the vet just before lunch, and yeah. She's
Hey,
from
the vet.
Galarian.
He smiles and goes, she's quite spirited.
I like her.
She has felt somewhat out of place around here.
Oh.
Well, she's usually has a position in Kyonin, back on Galarian.
Yeah, she recognized your family, Felix.
Oh. Wow.
But Alleli tells me that I've been apprised mostly of your situation. But the Oubliette curse, you have the Shadewhither Key?
Yep.
Indeed.
Uh,
I'm just gonna stare at this guy for a while.
Though, it's probably best if you don't get too close to it. It tends to be a bit racist.
oh, my mother used to speak of it. Give me that occultism check.
Proper big look at.
Yeah, funny how that
Without
works,
blinking.
Jarich. It's almost like the narrative stops if all of a sudden no one can speak the same language.
It's fine.
Compostifer.
Yeah.
He seems pretty neutral to all of you at the moment.
Mhm.
His
What
nature
he's,
seems
like feeling towards the key. Is he like gagging for it? Like, does it seem wholesome?
He seems very concerned about it.
Okay. Like,
So it's
he's
not like.
afraid of it?
No, he's not drooling over it. He's more. There's very much a feeling of he would like to have this thing destroyed.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could show it to me. I, of course, don't want to touch the cursed thing, but my mother used to speak about it quite fervently.
I kind of look to Veliana and Felix like, what do you guys think? But I'm trying to be subtle about it, like,
Felix takes a sip out of his styrofoam box
His box beer, yeah.
and just like nods.
I mean, if he wants to endanger himself, I'm not his mother.
Alright, I take it out. I've kind of been wearing it.
Just casually wearing it.
It seemed the safest thing. I didn't want it to be like in my bag and get stoled, so just like.
No, that's fair. He kind of has a look at it and goes, well, no, that definitely is it.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have a way to remove the curse, perhaps? Or
We may have a way to remove it.
Preferably without destroying the like artifact, because
We
Yes,
need to
we
get
are.
back home.
yeah, and we kind
Yeah.
of promise it to people.
Well,
I was gonna be working on that anyways, but it would be interesting to see what you have in
Oh.
mind.
I'm sure any assistance in the matter will be quite helpful. This is something of a family interest to me. My mother, before she passed, she was one of the last guardians of some of the knowledge surrounding this key and the curse itself.
So she knew the creeps that owned it?
As I understand it, she was one of the few responsible for imprisoning him.
Well, she
That's
did good, but
rad
she
as
could have
hell.
done better.
What's this guy's name again?
Janice.
This one, Janethel.
Janice. Let me put it into the chat. Janthiel. There we go.
Not even close to how I had thought it was spelled.
It happens.
Janthiel.
I
But
had
yes,
the I with TH.
yeah, my mother was one of the ones responsible for imprisoning him. We vaguely knew that he was escaped, but mostly harmless. The power that he once drew upon has been sealed away.
is your mother dead?
Yeah.
Yes,
He said she passed on.
100
That would
years ago.
explain the whole hatred of elves thing, though.
Look, it's understandable, but as my mother told it, he was tapping into a power he really shouldn't have been.
Seems like he liked that idea of tapping into things you shouldn't.
Thought you were the innocent one of the group, and on the bright side of this, he's no longer with us, so no need to worry about that.
Well, I feel like the first job, of course, will remove this curse, and with it, the last vestiges of any of his curse will be gone.
No more influence, yay.
For the most part, yes.
Otherwise, he holds out a hand towards the key. making something of a magical gesture. Veliana, you would recognize this as a variation on Detect Magic. He's just trying to, like, read the aura of the damn thing.
Fair enough.
I'm still, like, poised to, like, rip it out of his grasp if he decides to be suicidal.
Sorry. He kind of blinks a couple of times. I was lost in my own memories for a little while there. Childhood stories my mother used to tell me. Before... I'm going to ask a stupid question, but you don't... What do you know of the origins of the curse itself?
Oh, quite a lot. Well, it draws quite a bit from ancient Assyriani techniques and modified with a few things. Actually, I have a few of the tomes that Kaneepo referenced in creation of the curse.
Oh yeah.
Which I was hoping to use in regards to breaking the curse. Which I was just gonna try and weasel my way into getting some situational bonuses.
Oh, look, I will definitely give you an item bonus for it. So you're good on that point. He kind of gives the scrolls over a quick look. And he goes, yeah, this is part of the answer. And this is actually quite amazing. I think we're most of the way through to actually breaking it once and for all. However, the source of the power that he used to create this curse, that's far more concerning to me.
And what was the source of this power?
My mother used to tell me a story.
Mm-hmm.
Of when she was much younger, when she was more of a warrior, a mage of quite a fair bit of power. When she spoke of something that came from beyond the veil. A kind of... She called it, I think the closest term will be, the Black Frost?
Black Frost.
Cultism?
Beyond the veil, the Black Frost. A bride!
She didn't mean Bifrost, did she? That's a different thing.
No, not a Bifrost. She spoke of it as a cold from the depths of the veil where no light touches.
Ah, sounds like home.
He looks to you and goes, I understand what you're saying, but even shadows are formed from light. This is
My
the
parents
dark.
always told me.
This is a dark and a cold that comes from places where there is no light. There's no warmth. And whatever this thing was that made manifest. It created a chill. She spoke that could freeze one's own soul. That it would grip your heart and your mind, and would freeze you from the inside out.
And Mr. Slim utilized this power somehow?
Before she died, she did say that he did tap into the power.
Okay.
Which makes a strange kind of sense when you think about what the Oubliette curse actually does.
It drains the warmth and life of the afflicted.
So if we find this thing and smash it, then the key's fine to use?
Well, I feel that we are quite capable of removing the curse from the key.
Oh, good.
However, my greater concern is from what Alleli has been telling me. This entity, this creature, whatever it was... My mother would say that it was imprisoned in a cage.
That's where we're from.
I was about to say, I think what she meant was imprisoned in the cage.
Oh, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
And there's a lot of things that seem to be lining up that are causing me a lot of concern.
Mm-hmm.
From what Alleli tells me, you've all kind of had some sort of memory lapse that lined up with the gate system behaving strangely.
Correct.
All of Galarian gates just turned on and people went through them.
We were sort of drawn through them.
Some people came back soon after, minutes. Others, like us, it took us, what, months?
Some didn't come back.
Some haven't come back yet, hopefully. Right?
Right.
I fear that some of them will never come back.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whatever happened on the other side is truly an unknown. Imagine that some of it could have been dangerous.
Yeah, it seemed it.
Well, that is my biggest concern in all this. I fear that power may be reawakening.
Okay.
Now, at this point, I do have a favor to ask of all of you. Alleli has mentioned it, but we have a memory garden beneath the observatory.
Mm. Yes.
My mother is interned there. I would ask that you go and speak to her.
Their memories are there?
Their body, their memories.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, no necromancy is involved in the whole thing. We would be speaking to the imprints of memories that have been preserved within.
I see. And you want us to pick the memories like flowers?
Well, go see the gardeners. And tell them that I sent you, and who you wish to speak to. My mother's name was Iskariel.
In the chat, please.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get there.
Thank you.
And they will be able to reveal to you her memories. And you will be able to ask her. Find out some things. because I have some troubling theories that are starting to bubble that may lead to greater dangers. Because I have seen those marks on your necks before.
You have.
My mother had that rune on her wrist. Amongst
Fascinating.
a lot of other matching ones. What I suspect is from the same language.
And she had them your whole life, from that you can remember.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting. And you said that she aided or abetted Kaneepo being trapped
Imprisoned.
in his demiplane. Did that happen
Correct.
before or after you were born?
After I was born. I'm quite young by Elven standards. My mother was almost 900 by the time she died.
Is that many?
Big.
It's alright.
Very.
It's alright.
No, by elven standards.
It's for a
It's
lot.
for a lot.
Murders? Yes.
Tacos on taco night? No.
At this point, Allel says, I also have an associate you might want to talk to, but we will have to organize a more extensive trip for that one.
Is it this guy? Because we're already talking to him.
No, I have a astrologer on a different world who I think has some information for you as well.
And when you say we have to do a bit of a trip, does that mean we're going to your friend or going to a place where we can talk to your friend?
Probably going to see him.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I always wanted to visit more than one world in my lifetime. I'm already up to 2. What's 3?
Genthiel switches to Elven specifically and says, not the Lich, surely.
Oh, now I am quite interested. I say in Alvin.
He turns back and kind of... he doesn't eye roll, but there's a certain grimace. And Allel goes, yes, the Lich. He is a legitimate astronomer. Just
Liches
because
can
he's...
have hobbies too.
Yes, just because he's undead doesn't mean that, he's evil. And besides, I'm told that Eox accepts visitors nowadays.
Where did we lose, Nikki?
Yeah, I think we did. God damn it, Matthew.
What?
Now
What?
now that skeletons are a player option, it makes sense that Eox would have visitors, and it's now it's kind of cool here. It's not all doom and gloom all the time.
I've just dropped.
Mhm.
Yeah, we noticed.
Okay,
I didn't.
sorry.
But- Good to have you back.
You didn't really miss much.
I'm on my phone, so quality could be dodgy. I can't seem to get any of my setup to reload.
Okay.
Right, internet has dropped as a whole. That's frustrating.
But yeah, man, I tossed you an occultism check earlier in regards to Breaches Beyond the Veil. It should be 2 higher because I forgot to do a skill increase this level
Yep.
for occultism.
Breaches beyond the veil. Like entities, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I speak Aklo as well, if that's
Okay.
any fun constellation of my interest.
Well, as far as you're aware, the beings known as the Elder Ones, or the Outer Gods, are said to have come from beyond the veil. They vary, and there's a lot of different ones.
Mhm. Does this creature seem to be under the dominion of a specific elder god? From the description?
From the description, probably not associated with one of the outer gods. Potentially could be one.
Ooh. Ugh.
Not one you know the name of, but from the description he's giving, like an embodiment of cold and fear coming from beyond the veil, from the darkest depths of places where no light touches. That definitely feels like Elder God stuff.
Sorry, I'm back.
Well,
Ooh, regular back?
Yeah.
Ooh, neat.
It's weird that the second time we talk about dark eldritch shit, my internet decides to go darker. Like,
How ominous.
loving that.
They're speaking to you on a more intimate level.
and Tara, now that you're back, could I get a perception check from you, please?
Certainly. Public or
Make this one private.
private GM roll? Or blind?
Blind.
Blind.
Blind GM roll.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
It's subtle, Intara, but as you kind of hold the Shadewhither Key, you feel it getting colder. Marked degrees colder.
I'm gonna put extra fabric around it before I put it away.
Definitely in the
keep it
realm of, like, this would chill a drink if it was put into one.
Ugh.
And as far as you're aware, this is not something it's done before. It always has a kind of sense of darkness about it, as you would expect considering its point of origin.
Hey, so do we know if this key might be sentient or
Seeing as that it shouldn't be sentient, but what do you ask?
It's reacting to us talking about it.
I'm sorry, what?
It's cold. It's real cold. It's not really done this before.
He reaches out to touch it and then kind of pulls his hand back.
If its power is truly tied to one of the ones beyond the veil, they do look eerily unknowingly to us. It is perhaps that its mere idea is enough to make its powers react, much like imagine Felix would know more about this than I do, but like a true name reacts to one's self and power.
Hey, out of curiosity, we're in like a desk situation here, right?
Conference room desk situation, yeah.
Cool. Do they have like normal desk things on their desk?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I grab like their stapler or something like that?
They're equivalent to a stapler, yes.
Yeah, once I hear that someone might be listening through the key. Does an 18 hit the key? With the stapler?
An 18
Poised.
does hit the key.
Rad.
And Tara, are you kind of holding it around by its necklace kind of thing?
Yeah, and I was poised to pull it away from Duty McDudeface if he made a leap for it, so anything moving towards it, I feel like I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Especially if it's another elf.
I was holding the stapler.
It's fine.
By the transitive quality, the stapler was holding it, thus you were holding the key.
Is it an elven stapler?
Oh no.
I'll have you know, elves invented them.
It's an elf-handed stapler, yes.
Before I
yeah.
answer your question, Felix, and Tara, could I get a fortitude save from you?
Oh, yeah, I love
Before
those
I
words.
entertain that bullshit, he says.
See,
Public or private again?
Public.
If it was reflex save, I was like, oh, she's trying to pull it out of the way. But fortitude.
Yeah, that's the one
Understood.
that's giving me a little...
It's holding a stapler. It's fine.
She's got armor on.
And Tara, As you're holding onto the necklace and the, shall we say, tension in the room starts to increase, and Felix kind of reaches for a stapler, you kind of see this frost start to circulate up through the key and through the band.
Mm.
And it hits your gloves for a couple of moments, and just by instinct you drop it.
Fuck.
It hits the table, and there's what can only really be described as the devouring of light in a very small area around the key, before it all immediately ceases and it goes back to what you know it for.
Staple shot.
That's that frost thing you were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
As for your strike, Felix, unfortunately, it did not hit.
It was preemptively doing something. It did that. Shit. I immediately start undoing my glove to check for damage.
You're fine. Your glove is also untouched.
The key has a higher AC than I do.
I mean, it's not hard at your level. Let's be fair.
The key has a higher AC than me.
The
I mean,
unmoving
Okay,
object.
Caster. For their part, the two NPCs are kind of highly disturbed by this development.
Don't touch it.
Oh, no. I'm not going to touch that whatsoever.
Okay.
I finish off my box beer and then give the box over so that we can hold it in that.
Oh my god. Okay, great. Love this.
There is no honor here.
Just right on it.
We should keep
Do
it
not
on.
open evil key.
Okay.
Sure. Let's put it in the beer box and put the beer box in the bag, and it's just. Oh, jeez.
I fear all of you may have stumbled onto something a lot darker.
Okay, to be fair, it stumbled on us first.
It would seem as though we're good at that.
Well, I can't help but feel that this missing moment is all tied in together.
Stumbling bitches.
Rapstallion, do you know anything about it, buddy?
He do not. He is, however, very concerned about you. And is kind of leaning his head up against yours.
Hmm.
Trying to be as comforting as possible. Now,
Yeah, guys, this is messed up.
considering what has developed here, we may have to talk to the Lich.
The what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Alleli's astronomer friend.
Is a lich?
Allel says his name is Christoph. He is a astronomer. First, the fact that he's a lich is inconsequential.
So like
Hey,
a
we're going-
weekend glitch.
We're going to see a lich named Chris. It's going to be great.
Now, is that
Christoph.
Christoph with a K or a C?
K. Kristoff.
Damn, I got it
No,
right.
that's not how that goes. So Chris Lich.
He is an astronomer. He specializes in gazing into the veil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's widely respected amongst his peer groups.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm just close-minded, but I was always raised that, liches are...
Kind of bad, says Jedithel.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Liches are bad?
Well, okay. Look, there are some good liches out there. That's not the part that should be worrying everyone. It's the part where he studies the things between stars.
Yeah, that's that can make many go mad.
The fact
Now
that
I
it's
do
related to our
have
situation.
one question, and if the answer is yes, I don't want you to say it out loud just yet. Did your mother ever tell you the name of this creature from beyond? Or at least what she referred to it as?
I think the Black Frost, wasn't it?
Well, the Black Frost is a translated name. He kind of looks to the bag, making sure that, the key is well away within the beer box.
Exact translation or kind of bit more flowery translation. I can speak Aklo.
She referred to the entity as Osoyo. But as I understand it, that is similar to how people call a drake a dragon, or a dragon a drake. It is the same thing, just in a different language.
Yes. And could I get the spelling of that in chat? Because that's... I don't try and spell that.
Just make sure I got it right. Yep. Hey, Antar.
What? I was like, hey, what?
It's because I was checking your character sheet for something. It's fine.
Okay, terrifying.
And that does in Eklo, that's just a descriptor, like dragon said.
Also, would translate to like dark cold.
Okay, so she did put a flowery spin on it to make a Black Frost.
Once again, it's one of those weird things of language where we speaking English will have things for a word for like this is cold and this is frozen, whereas you will have other cultures who will have names and words for specific types of cold.
Or, as anyone who's ever had to read a badly translated manga would understand, yes.
It is a similar principle.
Listen, I'm just hoping it's Black
that's a
Frost from
direct
Persona.
translation.
That's all.
I feel it will take a little while to organize a conversation with Kristoff. However, I can lead you to the path to the memory cache pretty quickly.
Just one real quick small question. How are we getting to your Lich friend?
Leo will kind of smile a little bit and go, well, not all the gates are down.
Oh, okay. Neat.
They could have shared that before.
I mean, we had no reason to go to the dead world before, so...
we were gonna try and use the key on any which gate.
Oh, look. Going to Galarian from Eox is a non-starter.
Well, you said not every gate was down. What I meant was, we're originally planning on trying the key out on a different gate. That's why we wanted to do the one in your basement. But you said no to that one. But there's another one that we had a whole conversation about this morning.
It's complicated, but
The fuck
Castrovel
doing out there?
Castrovel is also known as the Planet of Gates. We have a lot of them here, and we sometimes just simply forget about some of them.
Just the slow head turn to Veliana.
Like, the elves kind of went ham when they built the gates here.
No.
Hey,
I
yo,
was
Jan,
like
Phil.
that you... Never mind.
I think the only place that has similar or more gates would be Galarian, but
It was mainly a dig at the last time we played at the end. We had like a solid 5 minutes of going back and forth on how to try and get to the gate that they had blocked off that wasn't for normal people. And then now she's like, yeah, there's this whole other gate that I know about.
Maybe it only goes to one place.
That's pretty much how it works, she says. Most of the gates are only key to one location. Which is why it was so unusual you came through the Dragon Gate, which is supposed to take you to Akaturn. I believe, the dragon planet.
The whole entire thought process was trying to see what the fuck.
I don't think that's Akaturn. I think that's the other one.
Akaturn?
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Sorry, my mastery of Galarian languages, it's not great.
Once we put the key away, does it kind of seem to calm its shit?
It does.
Now, next time you take out the little bag thing, it's just a frozen rock.
It's just all chilled and cold and stuff. It's fine.
It's a whiskey stone!
Oh, God.
Felix, don't drink it.
It just adds a bit of a spicy flavor to his drink. Just a bit cursed.
Triaxis.
A keystone? Maybe.
Janthiel, when was the last time you went and saw your mother?
Oh. I haven't seen her since she passed. Since we buried her there. So about 100 years.
Call your mother.
Look, it's one of those things where I keep meaning to go down and speak to her, but
and you're telling us to do it. Here's the time, buddy. Let's go together.
Oh, I'm not a warrior.
That's
why do you need to fight to your mom?
What the fuck, dude?
Why would we need a warrior to go see the memories?
Well, the gardeners themselves will be fine. However, he looks a little bit sheepish at this point and goes, "We don't really keep the passageway that well maintained."
Did you not think
And you're just
to
gonna let us go
mention
down
this
there
earlier?
What?
without telling us?
Just
Alleli
Dude.
informed me that you all seem capable for fighting. She spoke
Yes.
quite fondly about your the fight upon the gondola. All very dramatic, I must say.
certainly didn't go how we
But that
planned
doesn't
it.
mean that we shouldn't be warned that we're gonna go fight in an otherwise peaceful city.
Well, hopefully you won't have to fight. We just know that it's dangerous down there.
Why is the
Yes.
gardens where you keep
What would your
precious
mother
memories danger?
Well, we'll get to ask her and find out ourselves.
Yeah, well. Like,
What? I can take you as far as I can. Whenever you're ready.
To be clear, you can take us as far as you want.
There's a slight blush that kind of goes up his face and he goes, "Yes."
Listen, we could escort mission you. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I believe the kids are calling that power leveling these days.
We can power level you.
Give me a
If we-
diplomacy check.
Look, if we just step outside the walls, walk back and forth a whole bunch, getting like some experience, you'll be fine.
If you stand on
Totally
this one
cheesy.
rock. Congratulations. You have guilted the scholar into going with you.
He needs to talk to his mom. Some of us would kill for that chance.
I
Now,
prefer this guy over Luxie. If that helps.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this guy actually seems like
Where
Right.
a
did
person.
standing
Where
amount
did
of
you
eyes
leave Looksee?
outside.
I think Looksee got a little turned on by some of the telescopes and went to take a
Oh.
look-see.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have an entire event with him.
And what
My
about
hope
the
is, like,
little...
Can't wait for
Little
Matt to give
hedgehog.
us like a full side story, and
Yeah, we're
toss
gonna
on
get
like
B-story.
Discord, like a 10-page little mini chapter thing.
Oh no,
My
like I
hope
said,
is-
I've got a whole event with Looksee.
My hope is we said goodbye to him, turned around, he immediately got eaten by a dinosaur, and then we just like kept on going.
Wow.
That's probably what happened.
Gosh.
No,
Nah.
I've got something written for him.
Went to look through a telescope, ran into the only mimic in this entire city.
Telescope mimic, fantastic.
Went to
Aw,
went
that'd
to a
be
telescope. It was like done wrong, so instead of like looking out, it just like sent a beam of light directly into his eyes. He's blind now.
Oh no. He's
Oh,
one
that would be
thing.
terrible.
Yeah.
The casual hate for Looksee is real in the show.
I love that so much.
Thank you,
No
Ninzan.
matter where you leave him.
You'll always see you later.
Ninzard,
Love
I
it.
personally give you a hero point for the next game you play in. If you need to,
Yeah.
you can
just tell
send
your
the DM
game
my way,
master.
and I will toss chew him an earful to give you a hero point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a problem. Send him to us.
Anyway, he goes, okay, I will join you for the memory cache. However, I am a scholar and a diviner. I'm not much for fighting.
Hey, at least we're not adding bad son to that list.
He looks a little bit downcast at that, and Alleli kind of has the teacup to her mouth and she's looking away as she drinks.
That's none of my business.
Mm.
Essentially. He says, give me an hour to get ready. I will get my traveling clothes together.
If you want, you can take 2 hours. I do have something that'll take a bit that long.
2 hours? That's
I'm gonna need a hot minute to sober up.
not just gonna
You're
attack a
not
dungeon.
sober and you threw a stapler in my direction?
Alleli
That
says,
explains
to be
why
fair,
he threw the stapler.
yeah,
I just kind of assumed that was just Felix, but...
Like, I have access to a giant sword. I chose a stapler.
Yeah, but, like... If you were sober, I would trust that you wouldn't hit me with it.
Okay.
Ouch.
that's concerning for a whole different reason.
Yes.
So,
But on that matter, where's the scroll library?
Alleli will give you the directions to the scroll library. It is attached to the temple.
Yeah. The 2 hours. Dalanax is having a 2-hour meal.
Okay,
At least I think
Um,
2 hours.
give me those Arcana checks. I believe they're.
I don't need to
checks.
make a check for it. He just eats.
Okay, he just numbs them. That's fine.
If I'm specifically not copying the scroll, so he gets his full.
Just gets to eat it. It's fine. As long as
Yeah.
they're level 1 spells.
No, it's as long as he has a.
Oh, no, I'm
yeah.
asking. I'm asking for the sake of the GM. Are you getting level 1 spells or level 2 spells?
It's I'm getting Dispel Magic, which is level 2 spell, and apparently it only takes an hour. Unlike other things where it's an hour per spell level, it only takes an hour for him to consume a physical written spell.
Yeah, because at higher levels, wouldn't that be really annoying? It's like my familiar is learning a new spell, and it's like taking 5 hours to eat a scroll.
Well, as if I was a wizard, that's how it really does take that long.
Yeah,
Because
no,
learn a
I'm
spell is 1 hour per spell rank.
as a wizard enjoyer, I'm well aware.
Wizard Insurer is a weird way to phrase that.
So, also for my references, the only person who has things that kind of recharge on the day, we had time to heal up. Are we considered rested for spells?
Yes. You're considered to have a long rest. If you tell him, hey, let's leave in the morning, he will be absolutely happy with that. You generally get the vibe that he would much prefer just to send you and not go with you, but he has been guilted into it.
Good, but also, I could go in the morning.
However, that decision is all up to you. Because there is some shopping and downtime stuff that I feel like the players are going to want to do, we'll kind of do that off screen. Because there is some stuff that will have to be done. Because I believe level 3 is pretty important for casters regarding staves and scrolls and things as well. And I believe there is some loot that will need to be sold. Probably not a lot of it though, if I remember right.
Probably not.
Not really. Just breastplate.
And probably a little bit of treasure as well for having defeated Kaneepo. But
yeah, 2 emeralds.
With all that said, because my voice is also starting to go a little bit badly, we might end the session there. With our heroes having made their way to the observatory city of Loskialua. The mystery regarding the missing moment seems to be deepening ever more. Deepening so far, perhaps into the blackest depths of frozen space itself.
Ooh.
But hopefully, as their investigation continues, they will not be drawn into that cold and find themselves frozen to death. If you wish to find out what happens to them next, however, as they enter into the memory cache, you'll have to join us next week at 7 p.m. for Gatewalkers, presented by Tabletop Obscura for Pathfinder 2nd Edition by Paizo Publishing, powered by Foundry VTT, with music by Michael Gelfi. We're going to find someone to raid. I have a sneaking suspicion it is going to be ducks.
Neat.
Unfortunately, there's just not people doing the stuff at this time. Usually. Oh, is there?
Cause I'm Dan Jones is doing Elden Ring prep for the upcoming DLC.
That's fun.
That is fun. Oh, Driggs is pretty relevant. But no, we'll actually raid a person. Alright, yeah, we're gonna raid Dan Jones. He's good people. Send him highs, hellos. He's very chill and has a habit of doing multi-hour streams, and by multi-hour streams I mean he'll start and not finish for like 12 hours accidentally.
Fair.
Yeah, wrapped up in the sauce.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, oh dear god, raid command, just do the thing. Alright, there we go. So, we're gonna raid into Cause I'm Dan Jones. The VOD for this will be up on the YouTube in about 24-48 hours, something like that. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, as always, we're the storytellers. Good night, everyone!
Good night.
Good night.
Bye!